In 2023, Goldman Sachs published a report estimating that AI could automate 300 million full-time jobs globally. In 2024, IBM's CEO said the company would pause hiring for roles that AI could replace, approximately 7,800 jobs. A writers' strike in Hollywood was partly fought over AI replacing screenwriters. Law firms are already using AI that does in seconds what junior lawyers took days to do. Radiologists are being outperformed by AI in reading medical scans. And a study from MIT found that AI reduces the time needed to complete professional writing tasks by 40%, while producing output that workers and managers rated as higher quality. The question is not whether AI will replace jobs. The question is which jobs, how many, and how fast. And the honest answer is more alarming than you have been told. The history of technological automation is usually told as a reassuring story. The Industrial Revolution eliminated agricultural jobs, but created factory jobs. Factory automation eliminated factory jobs, but created service jobs. Each wave of technology, the argument goes, destroys some jobs and creates others, and the net result has always been more employment, more prosperity, and a higher standard of living. Many economists still tell this story in response to AI concerns. They are probably right about the long run. The evidence on the short and medium run, the next 5 to 20 years, is considerably more troubling. The critical difference between AI and previous automation technologies is the scope of what it can do. Previous automation displaced workers who performed physical, repetitive tasks, factory assembly, agricultural labor, data entry. These were jobs that required physical presence or simple pattern execution. The workers displaced by these technologies could, in principle, retrain for cognitive or creative work, the kinds of jobs that required judgment, communication, relationship management, creativity. AI directly targets cognitive and creative work. It reads and writes. It analyzes and synthesizes. It generates images, music, code, legal documents, medical diagnoses, financial analyses, and marketing copy. The jobs that previous automation pushed workers toward, the white-collar, knowledge economy jobs, are the jobs that AI is most capable of automating. And unlike previous automation technologies, AI improves at an exponential rate. The AI that exists today is dramatically more capable than the AI of 5 years ago, and the AI of 5 years from now will be dramatically more capable than what exists today. The data on which jobs are already being affected is stark. In the legal industry, tools like Harvey AI can perform legal research, draft contracts, analyze discovery documents, and review case law, work that previously required teams of junior associates billing hundreds of dollars per hour. Law firms including Allen & Overy and Dentons have adopted these tools, and the implications for entry-level legal employment are significant. The traditional pathway into law, starting as a junior associate doing document review and research, is being compressed by AI that can do the same work faster and cheaper. In medicine, AI diagnostic tools have consistently matched or exceeded human performance in specific domains. Google's AI system for diagnosing diabetic retinopathy from retinal images performed at the level of specialist ophthalmologists in a 2016 study. AI systems for reading mammograms have reduced false negative rates below those of human radiologists. PathAI's tools for analyzing pathology slides identify cancer markers with accuracy that rivals expert pathologists. These tools are not yet replacing radiologists and pathologists wholesale. The regulatory and liability frameworks of medicine move slowly, but they are reducing the time those specialists need to spend on routine cases, which reduces the number of specialists needed. In software engineering, one of the highest paid and most in-demand professions of the past several decades, AI coding assistants like GitHub Copilot and newer tools that can write entire applications from natural language descriptions are changing the productivity equation dramatically. A study by GitHub found that developers using Copilot completed coding tasks 55% faster. This is good for individual developers, but it means fewer developers are needed to produce the same amount of software. Multiple technology companies began laying off engineers in 2022, 2023, and 2024 at the same time they were investing heavily in AI tools. The correlation is not coincidental. the Goldman Sachs report that estimated 300 million jobs at risk of automation broke down the risk by job category. Roles with the highest automation potential include office and administrative support, 46% automatable, legal work at 44%, architecture and engineering at 37%, and management at 35%. The jobs with the lowest automation potential are those requiring physical dexterity in unpredictable environments, construction, maintenance, agriculture, and those requiring sustained emotional engagement and physical presence, healthcare aides, social workers, teachers. This creates a paradox that labor economists are only beginning to grapple with. The jobs most resistant to AI displacement are often the lowest paid and lowest status jobs in the current economy: home health aides, janitors, plumbers, construction workers. The jobs most at risk of displacement are often the highest paid, highest status knowledge economy jobs: lawyers, analysts, engineers, writers, designers. AI may invert the economic hierarchy that has dominated the past several decades, in which cognitive work was systematically rewarded over physical work. The pace of adoption is what most predictions get wrong. Historical technology adoption has been gradual enough that labor markets could partially absorb the disruption. Retraining programs, generational workforce turnover, and gradual productivity shifts gave economies time to adjust. AI adoption is not gradual. ChatGPT reached 100 million users in 2 months, faster than any consumer technology in history. Enterprise AI tools are being deployed across industries simultaneously. The adjustment time that historical technological transitions allowed may simply not be available in the current transition. The honest response to the question of what to do about AI job displacement is one that most institutions, governments, universities, corporations have not yet provided. Retraining programs take years and have mixed track records. New jobs created by AI trainers, prompt engineers, AI auditors, are far fewer in number than the jobs being automated. And the jobs that AI is creating tend to require the same cognitive skills that AI is simultaneously making less valuable. The workers who will navigate the AI transition most successfully are those who can work with AI rather than competing against it, who use AI tools to multiply their own productivity, who focus on the aspects of their work that AI cannot replicate: judgment in ambiguous situations, relationship management, ethical decision-making, creative direction, and the kinds of tacit knowledge that come from years of embodied experience in a field. But the honest truth is that not everyone will navigate this transition successfully. Some jobs will disappear. Some skills will become worthless. Some careers that people built over decades will be disrupted in years. The history of technological transition is the history of winners and losers, and the losers are real people whose lives are disrupted, whose incomes fall, and whose skills become obsolete through no fault of their own. The question that societies are going to have to answer, and are not yet seriously engaging with, is what we owe the losers of the AI transition. The 300 million jobs at risk are not statistics. They are people.